Are you ready? More secrets?
Yep, here we go.
We're coming to you from home base, this time on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. It's Sullivan University, one of the top culinary schools in the nation.
Right here in Lexington, you can discover a world of culinary experience.
The chef instructors at Sullivan are like walking textbooks, and today they're opening up to us, sharing their best secrets.
They teach you everything at Sullivan University.
Get the simple secrets that can turn soup into something spectacular.
It's not the same old cuts.
Exactly.
We're having some fun.
Plus, 5-star steak and potatoes.
Oh yeah, we're good.
All that and the secrets to baking a cake with the icing on the inside. Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Oh, wow. Tim Laird with more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. This time, I'm in the training ground of some of the best chefs in the world. I'm here at Sullivan University in Lexington, Kentucky.
Sullivan is known across the country for turning out top chefs, and it's no wonder why. The teaching facilities here are state-of-the-art, from the library to the spacious culinary labs. And perhaps the most valuable teaching tool at Sullivan is experience.
This is my 40th year in the industry.
Chef David Walls is a basic skills instructor and one of the favorites among students.
We just love giving those students what they're going to need to be successful out in the industry.
And today, Chef Walls is sharing some of his best secrets with us.
We're going to give you some culinary knife skills.
And I kind of equate this too as like golf. Okay, you can have the best golf clubs in the world, but you need good golf skills to make them work.
Exactly.
Same thing with the knife. You need great chef skills.
In addition to knife skills, the chef will also share his secrets to making a perfect minestrone soup.
Back in earlier times when people were poor in small villages, they ate communally. Everyone brought what they had to offer, and it got put into the pot, and minestrone was born.
There it is.
And that's where it came from. It's a peasant soup.
A story, it takes a village. Maybe that's where they came from when you make minestrone.
Like many good soups, it starts with mirepoix, which is celery, onions, and carrots. The secret to doing it right is all in the cuts.
I don't want to carve this like I'm whittling because the best nutrient quality of this carrot is in the skin and close to it.
I think that's one of the mistakes we make at home when we're peeling that. We just keep peeling.
Peel.
Oh, I haven't used this thin strip.
You come down
I've
with
lost
a
all my
toothpick.
carrot. Here it is.
Exactly. I'm using the length of the blade to slice through that product. And you see how nice and easily that goes through.
Easy. The knife is doing all the work
The knife
for you.
is doing everything. I'm just the guy. I tell my students, your knife is a jet. How does a jet land? It's not a helicopter. It goes forward and down, and use that blade to its advantage. Now you notice too the way I hold my product. I've got my middle finger with that first knuckle joint right there. And that way I have a guide for my knife. I know where that knife is at all times. And I just work my finger back. And I can keep making cuts.
And not only is that a guide, chef, but that's good to keep your finger out of the blades.
We're going to switch over to some celery.
Okay.
Which presents a challenge of its own because of its unique shape. How do you get a square out of a U? Or we see these cuts. Now, that's a horseshoe, and I know we're in Lexington, but you know, that's not gonna look good on a plate. Let's at least split it in half if we want something fairly large. If we want it a little smaller, split it in half again. And you notice I'm putting the flat side down to the board so I've got stability and it doesn't roll. And now I've got those four, and I can, again, do that rock motion. And I can get this celery cut down for some soup or something quite quickly, and it's all relatively the same size.
Perfect.
Which is going to ensure even cooking.
With a few more precision cuts, the chef turns the celery into perfect cubes known as a brunoise. That takes a lot of practice.
Now onions, the last part of the mirepoix, are everybody's favorite tear-jerker.
Any secrets to no tears?
Sharp knife.
Sharp knife.
Sharp knife is your best bet. Now I'm going to cut this, a little bit of this top off, and same thing on the root end. And then I want to split it in half, forward and down. Now we're going to get this skin off, and I just get underneath and grip that slightly and pull that off. And I'm going to go in and out. Don't push too hard because you're going to inhibit your knife. So we're going in and we're coming out. I'm just going to cut forward and down. Nice even cuts right to the end. Now that onion is still together.
It is.
I'm going to hold it together here with my thumb and my small finger and curl my fingers and use my knuckle again and forward and down.
Here we go. It's the magic that happens.
That's what happens. And I've got that half of onion in pretty much all uniform pieces.
There you go. Now we talked about minestrone soup, which I love. Any secrets you can tell us about minestrone soup?
Oh boy. You know, I learned to make a good home-style minestrone soup in an family Italian restaurant I worked at up in Massachusetts. And one of the big secrets was we always cooked our beans for it in the broth.
Okay.
That gave it a little bit of viscosity.
The other secret is to plan early and make your soup a couple days before you want to eat it.
But if we make it and cool it and let it sit in the refrigerator for a day or two, and let all those flavors come out and marry, and let the starch come out of the beans, and let it get a little viscosity, and then take it out and heat it, then you're going to say, ah, I'm liking this.
Great secret, chef, but I know there's more than just the mirepoix when we're making minestrone.
We've got some vegetables chopped. Let's get them over here, Nick. Now, I've got some spinach, too, and I'm just going to do what we'd call a chiffonade with that.
A little chiffonade where you roll it up a little bit there and chop it?
And just chop it down to something thin. This is going to give us, you know, a little additional color, mainly, and a lighter texture. A little bit of garlic. We've got the tip, and we've got where it's held together. Let's clip off that where it's held together. Crack it.
That easy. Let the knife do the work.
And we're going to give this a quick mince.
The garlic goes into the pot first, along with the onions, carrots, and celery.
And we're going to put this to the fire and sweat that down a little bit.
A few minutes later, the chef adds the rest of the vegetables.
I'm just going to put in my zucchini. We're going to throw in some broccoli and some cauliflower. And we're going to give this a quick little sweat. Now we're ready to get some stock into that soup.
And I know you make all your stocks
fresh,
but
yes,
can we cheat it a little bit at home? Can we buy this still? And oh, chef's not going to let us. Are you kidding? We're at Sullivan University. They're not going to say, go buy it in the store. You're going to make it, so all right.
We're just going to get this covered up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to get some chicken in, and we're going to get some of the veal in.
There's that wonderful veal stock.
Look at that just kind of gelatinous quality.
Does that say flavor?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it does.
And we're going to turn up the fire and bring this up to a simmer and get that mixing together. We're going to get some beans in there as well.
Okay, there's the beans that you had soaking, right?
Soaking and pre-cooked. Actually, I pre-cooked these beans so that they're going to be quickly cooked. And then we put the potatoes too.
The potatoes come in.
Because they need the stock, obviously, to simmer. And now we're going to finish this with a little bit of the tomato, diced up tomatoes that Nick so nicely diced up. We've got to have some herbage in here. We've got some parsley, some nice Italian parsley.
Some nice basil.
Some nice fresh basil. And some oregano. And when we use this and any herb, you want to be careful about stems. We try to just pick the leaves off.
And the other secret with the herbs is add them last so you don't cook out all of their flavor.
Now we're going to just let this come up and simmer, and then in about 45 minutes or so, we're going to be ready for a sample. So let's get a little bit into the bowl here.
A little ladling action.
We're not quite done yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not quite. I've got a couple other little things that need to go with this. A little Reggiano Parmesan onto the top. We've got to have something crispy and crunchy to go with it.
Ah, Italian bread of some sort?
Yeah.
Of course we have to have that. Now that is
you can dip that right in there.
And I see you've awarded me with the spoon. Look at that. Oh, all those shapes and the herbs that are still standing up. Wow. That is incredible. It takes a village, but I'll tell you what. Here, it takes a university. This is fantastic stuff. Chef, awesome job. Look at this. A lot of this chopping and chopping. And look, we all have our fingers, right, Nick? Do the finger count. A lot of chopping, but they're all still here. By the way, do you say minestrone or minestrone?
I say minestrone.
Okay. Minestrone. Another secret.
And we have a lot more secrets from Sullivan University coming up. Next, steak and potatoes get the star treatment.
Wow, how about that?
And learn the secrets to making a cake with the icing on the inside.
Let it go. Wow, there it is.
More secrets of bluegrass chefs with the instructors at Lexington Sullivan University when we come back.